All right, good evening, everyone who's tuned in. Welcome. This is IRC Round 10, Tier 2. Today we head to Brazil and South America through the twisty and lot of elevation changes in the circuit of Interlagos. So join with me. I'm Moto, and join with me in the com box is Harry, and then our streamer for tonight is Helium. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Nothing much, man.
Yep.
How's the scene around Tier 2 driving around today? Because it's been so long since I've been on a live stream on Tier 2.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think we also had a hiatus, but I think last week we did resume. But yeah, Brazil, one of the best tracks on the calendar, at least in my opinion. Not very technical, certainly a driver circuit, and even though it's so narrow, it does favor a lot of wheel-to-wheel battles, as you can see right now in the background video. But yeah, I think we should head on to the track video and track lap, hot lap, and yeah, we'll see you there. So Brazil, 4.3 kilometers long, 15 corners, two DRS zones which would do aid in overtaking, and you have that massive long straight which which has a lot of camber as well, might I add. But yeah, very technical sector two and a lot of tire wear to account for as well.
Right then, the circuit autodromo Jose Carlos Pachi, bring it over to the right hand side for turn one, throw the car in. Important to keep it within track limits as we go through the center entrance, hook the car over to the left hand side to get the shortest possible run down the first DRS straight, down the beta posta, down to turn four. Very easy to exceed track limits here, very easy to exceed track limits around this entire circuit. In fact, keeping it on track and pushing the track limits is going to be crucial. Coming down to turn 6 and 7, a fast double right section that brings us to the end of sector 1. Hook the car in for turn 8 and 9. Bring the car over to the right hand side for turn 10 and immediately over to the left hand side for turn 11. A fast left hand curve going down the hill over to the infamous Juncao corner, turn 12. Very easy to lose traction on the exit of this corner, and now we come down an almost NASCAR style back straight along curving speedball section. Important to get your exit right through turn 11, and that is the lap of the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pachi.
And we're back after that. Quite quick of a hot lap from Abhi 20 there, using the track limits and all. And yeah, as you can see, a lot of elevation changes in this circuit, especially in the sector, in the second sector, where you're just going up and down like a roller coaster, isn't it, Harry?
Absolutely. I hear the boys are gonna be getting into quali soon, so we'll head over there and have a look at what's happening on track. And I'm really excited to see what the weather is gonna play
Oh
in
yeah,
this, because if I'm not wrong, the previous circuit which was Canada was a mixed conditions circuit.
yeah, absolutely. And it seems dry so far in qualifying right now, though the telemetry should pop up in a while. Uh, but yeah, looks like it's going to start out as a dry session in qualifying.
Yeah, and
And yeah,
that's a very weird timer coming up right now, isn't it? Because this is what comes before the race, isn't it? How it works.
no, I think the drivers are just loading into qualifying right now, so that's
Ah,
what we were actually saying. But yeah, as you can see, we have 12 drivers, and I think one more driver is due to join mid qualifying, so we shall be awaiting. I think it's no, and okay, yeah, Helium, if you could, I think just increase our volume on OBS a bit because it's a bit low apparently. Yeah, just get that out of the way. And yeah, we didn't quite see the weather there, Harry, if I'm not mistaken. So I think we're both going into this blind.
yeah, absolutely. Going blind is real. It comes out as a, like a shocker for us when we see some kind of what do you call it, strategies where they go all soft runs and no one's trying to do the alternate strategy. No one's trying anything different. No banker laps on mediums. So yeah, probably those are a few pointers we can look out for. Maybe that'll show us what the weather conditions are gonna be in race. But yeah, like you said, it's gonna most probably be a dry session in quali for sure. We'll have to wait and see what it's gonna be like in the race. And yeah,
Yeah,
going back
absolutely.
to the standings. as we kind of missed it on the right. But the constructor standings seems to be pretty close between the Mercedes boys and the Aston Martin boys. They're about 10 points away from each other, and Williams is also close with a 155 points to their name. McLaren 5 points below them. So top four pretty close to each other. But in the driver standings, not really that, not very close, I must say, because Assassin seems to be about 30 points away from I think RB, whereas Faizan's in P3 with 117 points, so another 20 points back approximately. So yeah, the top three pretty close. In fact, top four pretty close, and then it's a little dropping off, I must say.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think just as Helium gets done with a few settings, yeah. So dry qualifying, as you mentioned, and constructors, yeah, looking quite spicy as well. And yeah, we do have a new point system in this season, which is, if you're wondering why last place in the constructor has 71 points, if I remember seeing, it's mainly down to that. So it keeps the grid a bit tighter and gives more drivers a greater chance to catch up in case they miss a few races or not. But yeah, so qualifying, Harry, you've got 15 minutes for these drivers to set some blistering lap times. What predictions are you looking at? Because we have some really quick drivers here, some notable drivers who've really made a mark in this year so far. Dan being one of them. Abhi is back after quite a few races. I'm surprised to see him back again as well. And RB is there as well as Alphabot is disqualified from the session already. But yeah, going back to my question, what do you think, Harry?
Well, I was gonna tell I want to see what Alphabot has been up to since quite some time, but
Yeah,
I
could we have
guess
the track map on as well, Helium? And the telemetry, in-game telemetry as well would be nice.
yeah, going on with that question, I think someone like Unleashed, someone who I've raced with on track and on some unranked sessions, pretty strong pace he has, I must say. And other than that, this BK19, who's very aggressive, I must say, on track, like probably competitive with the aggressiveness of Max Verstappen at certain points. So we must see how brave he is to go wheel to wheel, put his elbows out, and get some positions. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah, so Assassin, who's also up there in the leaderboard in the championship standings, we should see how he's going to take this race because we're going closer to the end of the season, and he'll have some stuff to, prove and probably fight for the championship.
Yeah, I think we sort of missed out on the driver standings there. I'll bring that up in a second. But yeah, we got the first few laps just coming in for us. A few people on the mediums like Heisenberg setting a 7.39 to 7.4 technically. But yeah, and then Paris pips him to pole with a 8.3, my bad, from Heisenberg. And Paris pips him to pole with the soft tire, and he's done a 7.6 if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So yeah, times will be dropping. Track evolution will be playing a key role in this qualifying session, as we can see Dan, one of the championship contenders, just heading out for an outlap. So yeah, talking about outlaps, Harry, like how do you think is the best way to approach them on a circuit like this, where you have such a short track length, where you can go for multiple laps because the tire wear isn't that high either. So what do you think should be your mindset as you do this as you approach the outlap in the circuit?
Well, considering how twisty and curvy the middle sector is, I think if you just take it at a decent pace, maybe a little faster than what the safety car pace is like, maybe a VSC pace, you'll be able to get in some what do you call it, some temperature into the tires, and that should be pretty fine. But then if you wanna uh, you know go for it, and you want to be very careful with tire wear, which, like you're saying, is not really high on this track. I was not aware of that. So you can just try and do it on this first two straights, the start finish straight and the second DRS straight, and then just take it easy in the middle sector, and probably a little weaving on that sweeping left hander leading to turn 12, which leads onto the back straight, the start finish straight. So probably very minimal weaving in the middle sector, and then towards the end you weave a bit, and yes, up to this corner which you're showing on stream right now,
Yeah.
and then go flat out.
Yeah, speaking of the stream, we've had some technical difficulties, so we will be right back into the qualifying session. But yeah, that was very insightful from you, Harry. And yeah, with that twisty second sector, you really do need to be, you want to be managing your temps, but you don't want to be scrubbing your tires too much. And then I think we were discussing about the race as well, just pre-stream, my bad, that the tires do take quite a knackering on the circuit, especially on race fuel loads. So like the tires do heat up quite a bit. You do scrub them through this corner, as you can see in the background video right now. So what do you think these drivers are going to be doing to combat that? Like less steering input, probably going for a very high downforce setup, so they don't have to apply that much steering input. What do you think is going to be the approach here?
Well, there's definitely going to be a split between drivers because no, I think it's very tough to. It's a very fine margin to get the right setup to do well in both sector 2 and sector 1 and sector 3. So sector 3 is not very twisty, whereas sector 2 is like a lot of downforce needed in my opinion because of the amount of turns you have. The camber is helping you, yes, to turn in the car, but you will want that downforce to be as responsive and as quick in sector 2 because it leads up to sector 3 where you're close and you will get the DRS and the slipstream in race. So that's probably the mindset, but there will be a split in people's setups, in driver setups, where there'll be some people claiming, I mean, wanting more downforce and wanting to nail that middle sector, whereas there'll be another set of drivers who'll want that you know the straight line speed on the start finish straight, that long start finish straight where we saw, if I'm not wrong, in 2018 between Pierre Gasly and Hamilton, where they were going
Mm-hmm.
wheel to wheel throughout.
19.
19, my bad. So
Yeah.
that's probably, so there'll be a split for sure between setup ideologies, but the ideal one would be to not put too much downforce and get that middle sector, use the right lines, use that camber to your advantage,
Yep.
turn in a little late and get the right exits to master it.
Yeah. So again, this track just offers so much variety with what you can do with the car in terms of setup, in terms of driving style. It's a through and through a classic track, isn't it? Like you can't just depend on the car. You have to depend on the driver, the how the car behaves, how the car works under these different driving styles, and experiment with the lines as well, as you said. And one corner which I really love and which is really underrated in this circuit is this one, the Senna S's, where you take a late apex for the first one and you sacrifice the left hander for the exit of the right, which is just like trying to get a slingshot exit is what you would do to like set up an overtake. And going back to I think Brazil last season, Hamilton was taking a very wide line through that turn one, even wider than you normally would in normal as your normal line, and to get like a really good exit to overtake because he was disqualified, I think. So yeah, again, a lot of different lines you can experiment with through on the circuit, and that's what I really love about this circuit.
Yeah, like you said, that turn one, it does set you up. If you try to go at the normal line, you try to take the apex at the right, the ideal moment, as they would say, at the ideal
Yep.
point, is gonna give you an unnecessary drop in speed or drop in acceleration down the second straight, the
Yeah,
second DRS
absolutely.
zone.
Yeah, you won't
So
be able to straighten your car out in time. That's the issue, which I think I felt if you take an early apex here. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the drivers are going to react to that in race trim. As talking about all this insight, I think we've forgotten that some faster laps have come in. SJ Assassin has gotten to P2 as Paris just sets another blistering lap time. He's one who I think he did win last season. So yeah, he's one there, a driver who's just very consistently rapid. He's got a few ups and downs, but his consistent pace is still like always up there. So yeah, it's good to see Paris back on the top step again, as Faizan also puts in a very competitive lap time for P2.
you're pretty close, lesser than 1/10 to separating P1 and 2 at the moment. We still have 7 minutes in quali. As we see SSJ Assassin, who's just starting his hot lap. I guess, yes, he is starting his hot lap,
Yes, yeah.
and his last time, his best time at the moment is a 178. I'm sure he has the capability to go
Oh,
close to the 17 flat.
taking a very narrow line, minimizing the distance to the next corner there, and he's a tenth off actually in sector one. So he's not only and he's invalidated his laps as well. So yeah, not a good lap there. I mean, started the lap there for SSG Assassin, but Dan has a lot of time left in the session to set another good lap. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you were saying, that's probably, I mean, the way I've learned the lines on this track, I learned it in 2020. I've been taking it forward, except for the way you take curbs. But yeah, turn one, late apex, and then you just try to straight line turn two and take as much curve as you dare.
Mm-hmm.
Through turn three, the same thing, and then you stick to the inside and
Yep.
almost get into the pit exit lines to minimize that distance, because the car, or at least the way the car behaves in the game, it seems to
Mm-hmm.
have the downforce to not lose much pace through that turn and
Yeah,
three.
and tire scrubbing isn't that bad in this game, but like, oh, okay, I think that was a glitch, and okay, that's not invalidation, but yeah, BK is really struggling with his car here, just yanking away at the steering wheel there, trying to get the car turned in, and I think he's backed off there. But yeah, drivers do are struggling with that first two corners. I can see very hit or trial. If you don't quite nail the first corner, the exit is really sketchy. But yeah, a Meerkat initiate, another very rapid driver we have, who's I'm not sure if the game is glitched that out, but yeah, he set a very blistering second sector, and let's wait and see what this lap time is. He comes across the line. It's okay. It hasn't registered yet. Okay, I think it was a 7-9, or
Well,
is he? I
even
think
I'm
he's starting with
confused. It's a
7-6.
7627.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think yep, yeah,
we must have missed that. We must have missed that. There was something that went wrong over there for a second.
yeah, with the
But
telemetry. Yep, because now
yeah,
he's on his end lap. Yeah,
well,
it says migrating host, so I think there might be some error with the lobby.
that's what I was trying to point
Hopefully,
out.
what
Yeah,
Helium? Centric. Okay, we'll have to reach out to him. But yeah, the driver who we were talking about, who was due to join, has joined. It still has made his appearance, and yeah, he did get a pole position in the last round. So he does have the pace in qualifying, but I think he does tend to struggle a bit under race fuel loads and in terms of track warning, track cut consistency and whatnot. But yeah, it'll be good to see him up on the top step and today as well. And yeah, I'll be rooting for him. Not that I'm biased, but yeah.
yeah, he does. He does have. I mean, he does have pace, I must say. It's not that he doesn't lack any pace, but like you said, just that consistency. And if I'm not wrong, more than consistency, it's him getting flustered in situations where he's having to go wheel to wheel, or he's having to take a corner safely when he has a driver around, someone trying to overtake him, trying to defend, attack. It's basically the general racecraft which he's probably struggling with. I'm not sure, just my guess, but I
Yep.
don't want to make too many comments and probably have him scolding me for giving him too much shade in stream on stream. Well, if this is RB's Hotlap, well, he's about 1.1 seconds off pace off the pole lap
I
with
think
the
he might have
medium
backed out. He made a
tires.
mistake, or maybe he's just yeah. He's on the medium, so he's going to be a bit off the pace. That's for sure. As he goes P11 now with an 8.6, so it doesn't quite improve that much. And yeah, on a shorts and technical circuit such as Brazil, there's a huge disparity between the mediums and softs in terms of lap time, because you're basically using more grip from the tires in these low speed corners than what the car produces aerodynamically. So
And as we see, there's some unsafe driving from our man Eitzel, who doesn't have a helmet on track.
oh wow. So he's taking weight reduction to another level, I'm guessing.
As you can see, the just with the baklava, balaclava, or
Balaclava, yeah,
balaclava.
whatever.
Shit, that's the sweet. I keep mixing it up always. But yeah, he's driving like a true legend with no helmet.
Yeah,
Nonetheless,
weight reduction is the way to go, and yeah, that's a very clean Senna S there from him. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see. He has a lot of traffic up ahead of him. Hopefully, they get out of the way, and hopefully, it doesn't distract him. And he is up on his personal time, which is obviously an improvement. But the track map does say he's gone purple, but I'm not sure if that's right or not. As I think that Alpine did get out of the way, so yeah, it's all good for all clear sailing for Eitzel right now.
yeah, and he seems to be going pretty smooth. keeping it in third gear over there, taking it to fourth. Gonna have to brake a little carefully so that he doesn't take the grass on the
Misses his
outside.
apex a bit. I think he did lock up into that corner, which is very easy to do. And Harry, if you've noticed, I think he's gone for 2 consecutive push laps by judging by his ERS. And yeah, his tires have certainly paid the price there because yeah, I think too much temperature and he couldn't quite rotate the car into that corner. We could see. So not a good lap. This one is going to be,
Yeah, he's lost almost 5 tenths in the middle sector, which is
and a
really
second
bad.
and a bit after he crosses the line. Yeah.
So yeah, that was sector one was fine, but sector two and three he lost 5 tenths each. And I have a bad
And
feeling he is on high fuel load.
three
He's on heavy
laps.
fuel load.
Yeah, he's on 3 lap worn softs as well. I don't know what he's done there. That's certainly going to hinder him in the race because you do not want to be starting on worn tires, especially in a track like this. And yeah, uh, here we can see Paras, who's gone yellow in his first sector, but he's going to be pushing in the track evolution, should be coming into play in this highly technical second sector. Let's have a look.
Seems to be hitting the apex over there. He's going to
Not
turn
quite using all
11.
the track. Yep, to the swooping corner. He's gone purple. He's up by 3 milliseconds. If he can nail the exit here, he's just gonna go even faster than what he's already done, which he doesn't quite need to because I don't think anyone behind him is improving. SSG Assassin is also in 2 consecutive laps. You can see from the data on the left hand side, and he improves at 3 tenths. He's got a monstrous exit there, or is that the telemetry bugging out again? I'm not
I
sure.
think that's the telemetry. Yep.
300, it's not 3 tenths. My bad. Yeah. So yeah, not a big improvement, but an improvement nonetheless. And if you could head on to the other drivers, yep, Faizan has invalidated his lap. Heisenberg is on a lap, but he's down in his first sector as well. The first sector really being a boogie sector for all these drivers, can't quite nail it lap and lap again, which is looking like quite a recurring theme in this qualifying session, isn't it?
Yep. And Heisenberg seems to be going for it. I don't think he's very much gonna improve. He can try for P3, but he has to gain about a second on this straight, and a tenth on this straight, and I don't think he's gonna be able to do that. But we'll watch, and he does
P3,
improve.
yeah, he does improve. And
Yep.
oh wow, look at the gaps by the way from P2 to P4. Wow, that's all within a tenth as well. And RB is also on lap. He's on a soft lap, so he's going to improve drastically up the grid. Here he gets a bit of oversteer on that exit, sticking to the inside, minimizing the distance to the next corner. He's 4 and a bit tenths down from pole position, so this is not going to be pole, but it's going to be up there, that's for sure. And I think that's pole position confirmed for tonight.
Yep, that's Paros in P1, Faizan in P2, pretty
Yeah,
close, and
and
RB managed
RB,
to go P6. Yeah,
yep.
not the fastest laps, I'm sure, but in my opinion, he's a driver who shines in the race because he manages to stay off incidents. He manages to, keep make the right strategy calls, and sometimes there's a lot of Hamilton luck that he gets throughout his races. So I think being P6 is not so bad after all, and he has a fresh set of softs as well. So shouldn't be much of an issue for him. But going through that grid again, take us to the grid moto.
Yeah, so yeah, that's your qualifying for tonight. Paras with a pretty, well, actually, I wouldn't even call that dominant. That's just how close the grid is tonight. Only 13 drivers, but yeah, Paras takes pole position with a 7-3, 10th clear of P2, and then P2 to P5 are all within a tenth and a bit, which just goes to show again, and just goes to reinforce like how competitive this tier is. But yeah, that's Faizan in P2, Heisenberg in P3, Initiate in P4, Dan in P5, RB, Itzel, and Abhi and Unleashed round off, and Sager round off the top 10. Then ones with the free tire choice are only 3 drivers in DK, Shawshank, and Alphabot who did get a DSQ. And apparently, I'm hearing his car did get stuck in the barrier, so he couldn't quite remove his car from the barrier, and he just got DSQ'd for stopping on track. So that's rather unfortunate for the Red Bull driver there.
Yeah, that's probably the realistic physics that we're expecting 2021 F1 2021 to show us. Your car doesn't move out of the barriers, but yeah, he was DSQ'd for blocking the pit lane, and that's what he got disqualified for at the start of the session itself. Well, just noticing that the top out of the top three contenders, Faizan is the best placed driver at the moment in P2. He's at the front row of the kit, and I think he gets the outside line into turn one, which means
Does
the
he?
race
I'm not
doesn't.
sure actually.
Okay, so
He
I think
does.
P2 does get outside.
Oh, he does get the racing. Yeah, that's a good starting position then for Faizan.
Yep. So if he does,
Yeah, that's what. Now P1 always gets the racing line.
all right. Not always. It used to be. I remember back in the day, very much
Ooh,
back in the
looking a
day.
bit overcast here, isn't it?
Yeah, that is overcast conditions, and I hope it's not going to be a mixed conditions race. I mean, I hope it
Wait,
is a
you
mixed
hope it
conditions
is gonna
race.
be.
Yeah, my bad. I hope it is, but then the drivers will be cursing themselves because of that. And yeah, I mean, something to check out is uh, maybe because we do not have the weather telemetry available today, but if the drivers did all of them did soft runs, if you noticed, and none of them were bothered about tire wear much, so
Hmm.
they're probably going to have a very short dry phase in the
Yeah, that's actually a very good
race.
point. Like a lot of drivers we did see were doing consecutive laps in the softs, and what I'm guessing is the rain is going to come very early into the race, so they aren't bothering about tire wear. Is that what the drivers are trying to tell us through that? I'm not sure.
Wild guesses, I guess. We're just trying to deduct what they're trying to deduce what they're trying to
Just putting
talk
on
to
our
us.
best Sherlock display, folks.
Yeah,
Nothing more than
absolutely.
that.
So we'll have to wait and watch. Probably we'll see it through the race. We'll see some drops of rain, or we'll just see an overcast, uh, cloudy weather throughout the race, and that will also help with tire wear actually. Because if it's overcast, the tire temps won't shoot up through the roof through sector two. So that should probably help the drivers with maintaining their tires through the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, yeah, we always do this. So, Harry, what do you think is going to be the optimum strategy if it's going to remain dry, and hopefully it isn't, but yeah,
Soft medium. That's
soft
probably the
medium.
most. Yeah, that's probably the most widely used strategy through any track you want, because soft medium works anywhere if you are able to manage the tires. And in certain, I think Brazil is a direct soft medium in my opinion, because
Hmm.
using the hard tires in this game, from what I've
Oh
noticed, it's
yeah.
pretty bad. You take 2 laps to get up to temperatures, and after that, you just don't have the pace to fight these guys. It only gives the advantage towards the end, where the drivers who are doing soft mediums have a medium set of tires, which are probably getting close to the cliff of performance. The drop off which you get. So yeah.
Yeah, and if you could just go to the tire choice, I think the three drivers who starting up outside the top 10. Okay, so BK has gone for the hard tires after all that discussion. He's gonna hang it in there, especially in these conditions. I think those hards are not gonna heat up at all. But then we have Shawshank and Alphabot on the medium tires, and literally everyone else is on the soft. So yeah, key points, I think, Dan, very rapid in race pace, absolutely flying this season. He's going to be one to look out for, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know why it looked like there was some water on track over there. If you notice, like a shiny surface on the track over there. If you
Hmm.
closely see, I don't know. This is so confusing. The game's
Wait,
graphics
I think I
confuses
just
me.
saw a droplet, if I'm not wrong.
I hope not, because if that's the case,
I
I
mean,
mean,
I
they
think
can't
you
do it
mean
in
to
the
say,
game.
I hope you did,
No,
don't you, Harry?
the thing is, what I don't like in the game is that it
Hmm.
does not let you do things like how drivers did in Hungary in 2019, if I'm not wrong, or 2020,
Ooh, I think
where
his Meerkat is disconnected. Yep, go on.
yeah, where you basically can go into the pits after formation lap, so that you can put on inters if it's going to rain, but you can't do that in the game. In the game, you have to do 1 lap on the softs and then get into the pits.
No raindrops. Okay, that was just me then. But yeah, quite overcast still, and you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, so back to strategy, soft medium. You think? Well, I'm going to do you one and say I think soft medium soft is going to be faster because it's not that hard to overtake on the circuit, especially if you have a huge grip advantage. And I think if you have the racecraft and pace, I think a two stop would be quick over here on the circuit. But yep, that's enough of that. And restart, Harry, take us away with it.
All right, and once I get a view of the lights be able
I
to
don't
see
think you
anywhere.
are.
There you go. They have one light, two, three, four, five, waiting for the lights out to leave the clutch, and they've dropped the clutch. Lights out, and away we go. Faizan seems to have a squirmy start, but he's going to be attacked for P2 already. But no, he stays on the inside, keeps it a little clean, probably getting contested for P2 with the McLaren driver of Heisenberg over there. Very close over there between the title contenders of P1 and P2, RB
Ooh,
and
Meerkat
SSG.
Initiate has dropped off a lot of places and his car is going very slowly, so I think he might have lost his wing. So
Yeah.
not a good start for the Alpine driver there. He's going very slow. He doesn't have any damage though. I think his tires are just a bit too hot after that spin.
True that. But Paras is really running away with it. He already has an 8 tenths lead going into sector 2. And that, yeah, just for a second it showed a tenth and I got a little confused. But Faizan maintains P2 and I think I saw a squirmy SSG Assassin over there almost losing his car.
Oh,
But
as Meerkat Initiate has beached his car on the outside of the track. Has he retired? Oh, he's just lost it, and now he's got damage on both his end plates.
I don't know what to think about over there. I don't know if it's raining or if he's just trying
I
to retire on track.
Probably some input, like input fault or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, going back to the lead, Faizan has clawed a bit back through on Paras as SSG Assassin steamrolls his way past a McLaren of Heisenberg. But Heisenberg is going to get the better exit because Dan did have a compromised run through that turn two. But Heisenberg will be the wise old guy and save some ERS for the latter stages of the race. But yeah, how crucial is DRS over here, Harry? Because I think South American track like Mexico, slipstream is very crucial to just stay in, keep in with the car ahead because the air is so thin. So what do you think is the case with the circuit?
Well, I think it's important to stay in DRS because once you're out of DRS, I mean, I'm telling, considering the drivers behind P3, if you're not in that DRS, you're gonna be losing a lot of time to the drivers ahead of you if you're not able to stick to the DRS train. And then through sector 2 especially, you'll try to push because that's where you'll probably try to push and get a good exit out of turn 12, 13, and 14, basically the back straight, the start finish straight. So that pushing through sector 2 is not going to help your tires and it'll just be shooting yourself in the foot. So yeah, as we see the Williams of Eitzel, him doing the weight reduction pretty seriously in race as well.
Oh
No
wow.
helmet.
Man's dedicated, but yeah, he's being under pressure from Abhi there. Abhi chooses to go take the inside line. Is he going to back off? No, he's not. Okay, he does back off, but it's still getting a bit squirmy on exit, and Abhi literally has nowhere to go. So a bit of oversteer was turned into a very good defensive move. And Harry, I think I see a lot of sheen on the track, if I'm not wrong. Or is it
Yeah, I
just me?
see it as well. I see it as well. And we see Maycat Initiate has retired
Oh,
on
disqualified.
disqualified. Okay.
Oh, okay then. That's another disqualification in this session. In one more session now in this in the circuit. Could we go on board a driver? Because I think now I don't know if it's just me again, but I think I saw a raindrop or not. Nope.
Well, it's
Yep.
definitely getting darker by the lap. And oh my
Yep.
god, look at the
That
closing
is the
speed.
overspeed which DRS will get you on the circuit, and Faizan just flies by Patterson like he's not even there. That's how much of an overspeed he had. Sort of like Lewis Hamilton in the sprint races last season, wasn't it? But yeah, an overtake for the lead, and this is just shaping up to be a good race now. Oh, wow, okay, that was close as RB just getting a bit muddled there with all the incidents around him. And I don't know how Eitzel is hanging in there, but he's gained quite a bit on the two drivers in front. SJ Assassin is still getting blocked, well, not blocked, but held up by Heisenberg there. And he'll be looking to get past that McLaren as soon as he can because Eitzel right now is just breathing down his neck.
Well, and RB with that, whatever happened over there, if he missed his braking point, I'm not sure, but he did probably make slight contact with Heisenberg and has a yellow left front wing. So
Yeah,
I think he's gonna try and pit. But
yeah.
it is gonna be a battle for P3 now between three drivers because Eitzel probably trying to fly
Oh,
past.
Dan is the one who's flying by right now, but he misses his apex. Will Eitzel get a good exit compared to these two drivers? He gets a bit of oversteer into turn 2 exit, and Heisenberg's actually got a very good exit, and he's going to challenge Dan again down the straight. And is he going to go around the outside? Dan sort of squeezes him out there, but it's all in good. It's all a good defensive move there from the
Heisenberg's
Aston
gone.
Martin. Oh, DNF.
Probably a safety
That's
car, and yes,
Yep.
it's a safety car.
That's turn 1 exit as well. Yeah, and the safety car's out.
RB must be hitting himself. Has he pit already? Can you check on RB? But no, he hasn't, and
Oh, but he's got
probably hasn't.
damage.
Yeah, he has. Like I said, he went between the two drivers of
Oh,
Heisenberg and
yeah.
SSJ, and he nicked Heisenberg's right rear, so he had damage from that. So
Ah, okay.
useful for
That's
him, I guess.
Yeah, but he's going to drop down quite a bit if he pits right now. But again, if even if he pits right now, Hearts can certainly do whatever like number of laps is left. But he's going to be way off the pace if he pits right now. And so, Faizan
Oh,
dummies into the pits, and Paras actually falls for it there.
well, I do not understand why there was a necessity for a dummy at all in the first place, because I don't. That was pretty close, very close over there. But yeah, because it's only going to hurt Faizan if he wants to stay out for the rest of the stint, because he'll have
Yeah, but
older
then
tires.
Harry, like if they pit to mediums as well, I don't think the mediums are going to do the remaining number of laps. So I think Faizan has actually made the correct decision.
Well, Faizan making the correct decision or not, everyone up till I think everyone is fit except for the top three, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
BK, Eitzel, and
I think
Faizan
you're
have
right.
not fit.
Yep, we got the stops and the on the data lab data there, and yeah, you're right. Everyone apart from the top three have pitted. So is this the right decision or not? Just hang around, stick around to find out. Because maybe there's going to be another safety car. I mean, I'm not counting it out. Uh, Brazil is a track which has forced a lot of driver errors in real life and in virtual as well. So yeah, we're gonna have to have a look and see what's gonna happen.
Well, apart from that, also wanted to tell that you were talking about staying out being the better option because you can't do a medium stint to the end of the race. Well, I was on the other side of the discussion thinking that it's probably the best thing to do to go to mediums because it can be a confirmed two-stopper and you will be on faster tires. You can push longer, but the soft runners will have probably another 5-6 laps at max till their softs drop off because these are already quali run softs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think and it's still on top of the 3 laps on those soft tires that he's
Yep.
put his fastest lap on. So yeah, and I think we have an update on Meerkat Initiate. He's put it on chat. It reads my PC crashed and when I joined back the game glitched. Gave me
Ooh.
control, but every time I shifted up the camera angle also changed.
Oh, oh no, that's
Oh,
a
I
very annoying bug. I can imagine. Oh wow.
You're driving your car from helicopter cam. Imagine that would be beautiful.
Good old NFS cam is not what you want to be using in this game, but yeah, that's rather unfortunate, Meerkat, and hope you have a good next race as well. But yeah, now coming back onto the race, now we can see that the top three drivers, as you said, haven't pitted. But I think BK is he's in a bit of a tough spot, isn't he? Because he's got technically fresher tires than the ones ahead, but I don't think those hards are going to get up to temperature anytime soon in these conditions. What do you think?
Well, about that, 5 seconds penalty for
Oh,
Sejo. Something
yep.
that might probably get removed, but I hope he doesn't have damage, which I don't think we're able to see on
Yeah, he's got his telemetry off there. If you can go onward unleash, maybe he's the one who had damage.
those safety cars in this lap. The
Yep,
drivers have stacked up, so
yep. And this restart is going to be crucial, and we're going to have to have a look and see how these drivers are going to react to getting their tires up to temperature. And yeah, as you can see, the sun is up, so I think rain. Let's not count it out, but not anytime soon. I think.
well, gonna wait. Faizan taking it to the end, getting all the
Yeah.
temperature. I want to see BK's weaving if he's
Oh, and
gonna
he's
be.
gone. and he's sort of caught out Etzel there, which I don't know why he wasn't sticking a bit closer to him. As yeah, BK just scanning that car through the Senna S has actually gained quite a bit of time, but lost out on the exit. But yeah, Faizan is pulling away from Etzel right now, and Dan on those fresh mediums is going to have to do some overtaking right now.
Not only is he going to be having to do overtaking, but he's going to have to defend as well because Heisenberg behind and the Red Bull are pretty close tires. He's trying to do the soft medium, I guess, having a slight snap of oversteer, but controlling the car through the sector 2. They're very close to each other. BK's tires, the hards, showing that they're really struggling for grip at this
Yup.
point, not making apexes, having squirmy exits. But if he gets it up to temperatures, I think he can maintain the pace, which that will show the real skill of the drivers now to maintain that car, get the temperatures up, using it through sector 2, probably scrubbing a bit on one particular lap so that he can get some temps in to the core of the tire rather than the surface.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. But interesting, I think we missed out is that Abhi pitted for softs during the safety car. So he's going to be another one to look out for because he's going to be rapid right now. Because the softs are going to get up to temperature really quickly compared to all the other tires right now. And he's going to be able to attack quite a bit right now.
And BK over there having to defend. Paras sent
Leaves
down the
him enough
inside.
room there. That's good, clean racing. Paras still on the inside. Is he going to get the move done? Still side by side through the sectors and corner as well. Going around the outside, a bit of wheel banging, and yeah, good. But Paras sends it down the inside over there. Bit aggressive, but I think that's the move done. And I don't think BK is going to be all too happy about that. That was a very late move, in my opinion.
And SSJ as well trying to take the opportunity, and BK loses 3 positions over there because of
Oof.
driver trying to push through. SSJ almost taking out Paras over there on the braking zone of turn 10, I think, and then they're going back on the back straight. I mean, the start finish straight, the McLarens close to each other. BK must be really furious after that move.
Yeah, because he left ample amount of space through turn 4, but then Paras just it looked like a great move, but I think it was a bit too late. But we're gonna have to leave that to you guys, Harry, because as you know, as everyone knows, that Harry is a steward of this community, and let's have your 2 cents on it right now, actually. As we see, SJ getting a bit close to Paras, but is gonna hang back. Yeah, Harry, go ahead.
Well, racing's a funny concept, I must say. The rules are really pretty. The reason why Max Verstappen, for example, in IRL gets away with a like that is because rules allow it to. There's a difference between ethics and legal racing. So that's probably from the view that I saw, which is not enough anyway. I think my first impression would be that that's probably just hardcore racing and just unethical in a way. But again, he's been trying to switch back. BK's tried to keep the car right there. There was some wheel banging through the sweeping right-hander, so probably a return of favor. I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll have to see a few more POVs to get into a proper conclusion for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you can see, Paras, who was on the charge, is still on the charge as Etzel's soft eyes are starting to die right now, and Paras just steamrolls his way through into P2. Now chasing after Faizan, who had pulled out quite a big gap to Etzel, 1.8 seconds. So yeah, Paras is going to have a bit of attacking to do soon, as he's just focusing on parking his car in the middle of the track and making sure it still does not benefit from DRS and get back past him again.
Well, there seems to be two
Ooh,
returns
two
as well because
drivers out.
yeah, I was gonna point that out. There's a safety car
It's
for sure.
it's unleashed on Sager, the two who crashed on the touched on the safety car as well. So they have resumed the shenanigans after the safety car period as well, and it's not ended well for both of them.
I just missed pointing it out because just as I saw their position, we're going through turn 2, I think. Sorry, not turn 2. I think it's turn 4. Entering second sector, and that was getting really close. But yeah, by the time I could point it out, I think they just retired, and we missed what happened there. But I hope we can see what's happening. But in the meantime, safety car, Itzel should probably be pitting at this point. He will not benefit much because of the number of drivers left on grid. Faizan will be definitely a little furious that this will not be working out to the best of situations for him. I hope he's going on to mediums, and yes, he is. I think Eitzel is going to be following the same as well. They both will probably be going to almost the back of the grid, and yeah, that's them in P6 and 7. So from here on, I have a bad feeling that it's going to be a wait for another safety car, considering how battles have been going on track.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, it's good. It's good. These drivers who didn't pit early on have benefited, and now I think they can take the. As I get a bit of a cramp there. As now I think they can take the mediums on till the end right now.
Makes sense. The mediums can do how many laps again? If I'm not, I don't seem to be able to recall. 20 laps? 25 laps?
25, 26. I don't know. Helium, could you confirm that? Like mediums, how many laps can they do?
I think they can do about 20, 22 laps. Since there's a safety car that is going on right now, maybe they can increase it by two more laps. They could go
Yep.
to the end if they take the risk, but I'm not too sure.
Yep. So yeah, there is the data which we assume. I'm not sure if these drivers are going to be too keen to taking these mediums till the end, but we're gonna have to wait and watch. But yeah, I think there are a few tire whisperers in this on this grid right now. I think RB is definitely one of them. Aditya is one more, but he's not racing today, sadly. But yeah, theoretically, I think it should be possible for the mediums, fresh mediums right now, to go till the end.
Which means that Faizan and Eitzel can try and go to the end of the race. And drivers are already stacked up. Guessing that it's going to be the final lap under safety car and it's going to be in this lap. We'll get to know in Sector 3. But if that is the case, I think, yeah, they both will be trying. I'm sure Eitzel will be thinking about it because he's pretty good with his strategies, at least. I don't know how well he does it on F1, but he's pretty good a strategist. And I want to watch what he's going to be doing in the race. If he's going to do a one stop or pull off a one stopper, because that will definitely give him track position.
Oh, as you see, Dan, I think they're going off track by mistake. But yeah, yeah, Eitzel is gonna probably hope that he gets the strategy right. But and which I think he will. But yeah, coming back onto what I think is going to happen is, I think right now, even though the mediums can go till the end, the fresh ones, I think the people who put it in the previous safety car have an advantage of sorts right now because their tires a bit scrubbed and they can just like push like mad on the current set right now and then pit for softs again and then just come back for the attack later on. But again, you have the debate over taking on track position or uh, having the faster tire compound.
True that, and if there's going to be another safety car towards the end of the race, or be a normal the end without any safety cars, they're going to be pretty soft here. But the safety car is in this lap. Get us the restart.
Yeah, absolutely. As it's Paris this time who's leading the restart, and we're gonna have a look. You can't quite do much here with the restart because it's this massive straight, and you kind of can't like shoot out of any exit. But yeah, Paris has bolted, but Dan certainly not caught off guard by that. But he gets a massive snap of oversteer on the exit of one there, and Heisenberg's just prowling behind, but sort of backs out there, and now let's RV Ferrello through. So I'm not sure what happened there.
Oh,
There's a yellow
Shashank.
flag. Yeah, Shawshank has retired, and there's a yellow flag in Sector One. That's why Heisenberg had to let RB through. Uh, or not. I'm not sure how that's worked out. I'm kind of confused right now. But yeah, uh, RB does inherit the podium positions as yeah, Shawshank has DNF'd out of this race.
Well, Shashank was on the hard, so I was waiting to see if he can do it. But nonetheless, there's no safety car because the cars have a whole lap to come around, and the game predicts it as easy to remove the car. And as you cleared flags all around, and drivers are going to be going flat out to the next safety car or to the end till when they deem necessary. But Dan losing lot of time over there to Paras through that lap. I don't know if he had some issues or if he has any damage. Doesn't seem
Yeah,
like it.
he did get that massive snap of oversteer on the restart on the exit of one. So I think his tires are not quite up to temperature, and now I think now he's got them in the window, and now he's on the charge. But another thing we haven't been keeping a track of are the penalties, and we've had three drivers who've got penalties, and One of them is Dan. So
That's not gonna be helping.
I'm guessing that's why he's just trying to like push a lot right now to try and open up that 3 seconds, to try and get a chance to open up that 3 seconds at the end as well.
Well, RB is already dropped off 1.2 seconds behind him, which means he's out of DRS. He's really pushed through that first sector, dropping a lot of tires that particular turn. I think it is turn 8.
Ooh, Spartus picks up a penalty as well now, and now they're on equal footing.
Well, RB is the biggest person. I mean, the person who's going to benefit the most because he's not very far off. He does seem to have a little bit of pace, maybe not as much as the top two, but he is the title contender and he's on the lead right now in the championship standings. And Dan on the other side, trying to claw back those 30 points, is with a 3-second penalty in P2. Well,
Yep.
DRS being enabled, I think P3 all the way to actually all the way back to 8 will be in a small DRS train maybe,
Yep.
and it's still getting overtaken by Abhi and probably even
Oh,
retiring.
he's gone around. He's lost the car on the exit of two. Senes taking another victim, and he's still in the race, but yeah, he's gonna be quite a ways off now.
Yeah, and no damage as well. So lucky that, but he can keep going nonetheless, trying to take some time, but
Yeah,
yes, from here on for him.
yeah, but driver who's within the 1 second, I think, is Faizan, but now he's just dropped off a bit. But yeah, Faizan will be really looking to pounce on the drivers in front because he does have a, well, I wouldn't say massive tire advantage, but yeah, it's still quite significant, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and he's not. Doesn't seem like he was able to stay within the DRS. Oh, that one lap push if you go on board Faizan with the telemetry in game to see what kind of ERS percentage. Yes, 75%. He is trying his best to stay within RB's uh, DRS. What do you call it? Within a second to get the DRS, but right now he has lost out a bit, and he has to be defending from Heisenberg, who's very close behind him, but just within the 10th over there on the exit of turn 4. But if we can go on board Heisenberg now to see how close he is because
Oh,
pretty
just
close.
kissing the diffuser of Faizan's car there. And yeah, he's really got a pace advantage on Faizan, who's on fresher tires. So is Faizan lost a lot of pace here? I think he's got a bit of damage, or is it just nerves? And oh, I think Heisenberg tapped his rear and almost went for a half spin there. But luckily, he's kept it going. And yeah, Heisenberg looking to get past Faizan ASAP right now.
Yep, and Faizan losing another almost 3 to 4 tenths to RB. RB turn 1, 2, and I think that's particularly his driving style. He has an early turn in kind of driving style always. I don't know why. And Faizan pushing him wide, having to brake a little on the
Oh,
grass, wheel to wheel through turn 1. Turn 2 has the bad line on the outside, but tries to stick it over there, but
but now
just misses.
Faizan's got DRS, yeah. And now he's going to sail past him. Oh, it goes at the inside there where there's literally no space, but somehow makes it stick. Goes wide on exit. Heisenberg with the switchback of dreams. Is he going to get him? He does. That's really good racing there. And he's got the move done, the McLaren driver.
Yeah, he's got the move done, and I think BK in all of this has gotten caught out. He must have tried to be opportune somewhere. Faizan loses.
Wait,
Oh my god.
whoa. I've
See
never
that
seen
was it?
that before.
Wow, I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see some onboard footage for seeing what really happened there. But nonetheless, RB in P3, pretty safe now with all of that battling. 2 second gap to Heisenberg. Heisenberg seems to be having the pace, I must say. He was able to oust Faizan over there, and
Yeah.
now he seems to be. He will surely be going after RB, who's maintaining that gap to P2 with a 1.4, 1.5 ish
It,
gap,
it
and
is dropping a bit. I just noticed it is dropping a little bit per lap, but not as much. And what's interesting is the top four drivers are all on 12 lap old tires, and everyone else is on 6 laps, 6 lap old. So relatively 50% fresher tires, I think, is one half of the grid, and the rest is, yeah. 50% more. But yeah, we're gonna have to have a lot more racing on our hands right now with this tire offset we have right now.
And penalties, and as you were talking about penalties, there's only one driver back with now with
Yeah.
pretty useful for him considering where he's sitting right now in the race.
Sorry, Harry, your mic clipped. I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, I was telling that pretty useful for him that where he's sitting in the race right now.
Faizan or
RB.
RB? Yeah, it is, but I think that gap is just trying to slowly eking away from him. I mean, he's still going to get Dan if he keeps this gap, but P1 is it with 3? No, it's a bit more than 3, yeah. So P1 is a bit out of reach right now, but yeah, RB is looking in a good position right now. If he can just maintain that gap, and that's just an easy P2 for him.
Yep, P2 more than enough because his second championship driver standings, I mean, his should be fighting.
Yeah, as yeah, Harry, your mic is clipping a bit, so see if you can just do something about that.
Should be fine now.
Yeah, it's fine for now. Yeah, so we can see Abi just scuttling his way through the second sector, taking behind Faizan, trying to get away past of him, and Faizan just parking his car in all the right positions there. But I think the DRS is going to be a bit too powerful for Faizan to defend against here as Abi just sails past him before the start finish line.
Well, I'll not be surprised if I see Faizan defending, but has
Yeah, coming back to this battle, we see Faizan benefiting from the second DRS zone and almost getting the move back on Abi, but he was a bit too far back for that. But meanwhile, up in front, RB's dropped out a bit, but Dan has clawed his way back up to P1, and not up to P1, but he's clawed back on the gap, so it's 1.2 right now. As we finally have the predicted conditions, and yeah, it seems it's going to be dry for the remainder of the race. And yeah, Dan's tires are looking quite toasty there. If I can see that from the telemetry on the bottom left, his fronts, I think he's scrubbing them quite a bit, and it's evident because he just lost a lot of time through that second sector split, which is where you need the fronts to bite and to get the rotation. So yeah, this is going to be a struggle for Dan if he can not keep the tires within the window here.
and I hope I'm audible now.
Yep.
Yeah, and also wanted to point out that the next set of weather conditions with Dan with Dan having the the fronts having so much of wear,
Yeah.
gonna be a little struggle for him through sector two.
Oh yeah, that is true. Because the sun is coming up and yeah. But meanwhile, RB is just he's dropped out of yeah, 3 seconds is a bit too far for him now. It's almost 4, and he's still within 3 of Dan, which is important. And yeah, he's just gonna focus on equalizing that gap. But yeah, he's lost. Yeah, as you can see, he's lost quite a bit of time again there as RB to Dan. But Dan is pushing quite hard, and I think he's doing that because he just wants to pit to the soft tires.
Well, important to note, SS Dan RB dropping back, but he gonna line up a move on him through the second DRS straight if he can go on board Heisenberg. Who should be close. Yeah, he's pretty close. He's clawed a 1.5-second gap all the way to around 3 tenths. So
Yeah.
pretty solid move, solid driving over there.
Yep, and I think all these top 4 have to make a pit stop regardless. So yeah, it's going to be interesting towards the last laps to see if if Abhi Faizan and Co can keep their car in front of all these drivers here, because yeah, these guys are definitely not making it till the end.
Absolutely, and the state of SS, and I think that we've seen him having not been making a lot of apexes. He's gone a little deep in certain corners, so it's a possibility that it's due to his lockups throughout the race.
Could be, yeah, and it's quite easy to lock up in this track as we have the first of the 16 lap worn 17 lap now worn medium runners making a stop in the form of Heisenberg. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does get the undercut done. Speaking of which, I don't know if what is more powerful, if it's the undercut or overcut, as Faizan is sadly serving his 5 second stop and go, so he can't get that move post races either, and he's getting a front wing change as well, so he had some damage. That tells, which is why he was losing a lot of time to the drivers in front. But yeah, again, a good start for Faizan, which just goes all haywire in the mid part of the race, which has been a recurring theme for the Alpha driver, even in the last race we had.
Well, just sad, but now he's in P8. He has, yeah, or to have a dash to, but yeah, we'll have to see. Whereas Paras over here also pitting,
Yeah,
trying to react to the undercut move from, I think it was Heisenberg. Yeah,
yeah.
Heisenberg.
So it's going to be interesting to see how much Faizan had clawed his way back to uh, Paras in terms of the overall gap. Though I don't think he's going to undercut him by that much because the gap was around 6-7 seconds to Paras for Faizan. I'm not sure. So
Well,
yeah,
Heisenberg
Faizan is
knows.
going to be nowhere near. But
Heisenberg knows.
Heisenberg is going to be one to look out for as he's making his way through turn one right now. Is it going to be enough? Not quite, as Paras goes up in front, and that's Eitzel, who's lost his car in turn one to complex again. Is it the same position as well? I think it
Yeah,
might be
yep, it was.
same location. So a bit of deja vu for the Williams driver there, and not in a good way. But Heisenberg couldn't quite get the undercut to work, but I'm pretty sure he's in a net P2 right now. And Dan is going to be on the back foot here. I don't know why Dan hasn't reacted to all this.
Hoping for a late safety car.
Probably, yeah. As Dan
Well,
has made the pit stop now, so I think Dan is going to lose a lot of positions here. So we're going to have a look, see where he comes out.
also important to note, Heisenberg tends second jump out.
Harry, your mic is clipping a lot. Just if you can repeat what you just said.
I was pointing out. I was pointing out that hasn't.
Okay, yeah. So I think Heisenberg has got the undercut worked on Dan there, and as he comes out ahead, but Dan does have an extra 3 seconds of both the penalties as well on him. So that's going to put him on a back foot as well. Not only is he going to have to get past him, he's going to have to open up a 3 second advantage as well. So yeah, Dan has a lot of work to do in these last 10 laps remaining. But so far, it looks like Paras is on looking good for the race win. But Abhi is there as well. But Abhi's tires are quite worn right now, and softs are going to be easily a second and a bit faster than, probably a second and a half faster right now than those 14 lap old medium tires of Abhi's right now.
Yep, as we see Paris goes for the fastest lap in 8.7, 8.8.
9. Yeah. So if you could just check Abhi's last lap, if that's possible on the race director,
Sure,
as I think Dan was, yeah, just have a look.
that was 111.5, so that's
Oh
around
wow, that's
two and a half
three
second.
se
Yeah,
yeah, almost 3 seconds there. So I'm guessing that's going to go down to 1 second by like five after 5 or so laps. But yeah, he's going to be clawing away at that 6.8 second gap, and he's gaining per corner, per traction zone, those softs are just coming into clutch right now for Paras. So the chase is on right now, folks. Whoever's watching the stream, please put down your predictions as to whether Paras is going to get the race win, or is Abi just going to hang in there and win it on track with the gap he has right now. Just 8 more laps left to go, so yeah, it's going to be a close one.
Yes, as we see, Heisenberg is in the DRS range but not able to pass SSJ Assassin. Apparently, I think he had a very bad exit out of the last corner before the straight. As SSJ Assassin picks up another 3-second penalty that
Ooh,
puts him up
that's
to 9.
9. Oof.
So this is going to be a
Whoa.
very big task for him. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think he'll make
And
it?
Itzel also picks up another penalty, but I think he's just trying to go for the fastest lap. Is the Williams driver right now? But yeah, Heisenberg does not only have the advantage in terms of penalties, but also in terms of pace, as we can see right now, because Heisenberg is just that much faster through these corners, even with dirty air and all. Trying to take the right lines, getting a good exit there, but getting bogged down because I think that's where the TC cut kicked in on medium traction because he was in second gear there. And I don't think Dan uses any TC, but he does have DRS on the straight, and I think it's going to be an easy pass, this one. Not even choosing to use ERS is McLaren driver, and yeah, he sails past before turn one braking. And yeah, good, looking good for this for the McLaren driver here. He's had his bad share of luck this season, has Heisenberg, but yeah, looking strong right now as Dan comes back at him with DRS there and gets the move done.
Yes, and as we see, Paris has reduced the gap to 4 seconds to Abhi. No time, I'm sure he will be right at the diffuser of that Red Bull, and I think it should be an easy pass since it's 13 laps better tires and a compound below as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
As
that's
we see, Dan goes very wide, losing a lot of
yeah.
time.
Dan just struggling, I think, with the setup, or maybe he's got some damage with it, which the telemetry is just not showing us. But yeah, Heisenberg is just got. If I were Heisenberg right now, I would just overtake him into turn four, so that I can pull away in sector two. But I think he wants to get the move done right now. But he's gonna have to park it on turn two exit to make sure Dan does not get the run on him again. But I think that's a spinning. Someone had a twitch. I think that was Dan only, no?
Yeah,
Yeah, Dan
Dan
lost a
lost
lot
a
of
lot of
time
time
there.
with RB. I think he had
Yeah,
some twitch maybe.
I think Dan had a moment on the exit there, and
Yep.
he's lost a lot of time to Heisenberg. Yeah, and Dan is just struggling, isn't he? Like on traction, on turn in, and yeah, you can see how much more
I
speed
think he
Abhi's
has AI now.
yeah, I
He was
think
on
Dan
AI.
does.
I think he got
Is it an AI?
disconnected.
Oh, he's the DC'd. Yeah, he's definitely DC'd. Yeah, that's rather unfortunate for the Aston Martin driver there. But yeah,
Yep. Looks like a
yep,
computer trying
yeah,
to steer
yeah.
around.
Yeah, that's AI with the throttle inputs and all. But yeah,
And
Paras has been on it since he pitted for softs, and yeah, just 1.9 seconds is the gap. And I think by the end of this lap, it's going to come down to 1.1 or 1.2, or probably even less than 1 second. That's how much quicker he is right now compared to Abhi. Could we just have a look at the penalties and see who has more? Oh, so Abhi. Okay, yeah. So Abhi is basically out of this because he's got 3 seconds worth of
oh,
more
that was a
penalties as
big
Paras
moment.
nearly lost it there. Oof, pressure's getting to him.
And all the advantage of 3 seconds is now gone. He's almost at the edge of that penalty advantage that he has.
But I'm pretty sure he's gonna gain that time back because soft tires,
Yep,
he's gonna have that much grip. Yep, he's already gaining that time back.
should
And
not
the
be
only one
an
who's
issue
gonna be losing
whatsoever,
time,
honestly.
yeah,
He has a big gap behind, he has a penalty advantage ahead,
yeah.
tire advantage
Paras
as
just
well.
needs to cool and
Yeah,
just finish the race. Yeah.
SSG Assassin has taken has he? No,
Nope,
does not look
nope,
like
nope.
that.
Does not look. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, he's not taking control.
Yeah, he's on A as we
4.4.
see from BK's
As it still gets
POV.
another time penalty. 12
Itzel
seconds
might be
now.
getting penalties on purpose now since he's gotten 12 seconds every race.
Yeah.
And that's minimum. Okay, SSG Assassin has taken control. And he
And
almost
ooh,
went into a
but he
spin.
takes control, he gets a twitch.
Yes,
This track proving.
we have a
Ooh.
yellow flag. Okay, that might be a
But
glitch because nothing has
yeah, because
happened
there
on
was no
track.
car in that section, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
But
Etzel is back into the pits? No.
no, he's just I think now yeah, he's in the pits, yeah, he's in the
But why
pits.
is it not showing?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
He's going for fastest lap, yeah.
I think that's the fourth stop he's made. Third. Okay.
Third stop, yeah. But now Paras is in DRS within DRS of the race leader right now. Uh
19 lap
and
old mediums.
yeah, those mediums are going to be crying for help right now.
20.
But
I think that
20
this is
now.
the limit. This is the limit of the medium tires. After this,
Could does
they will
Abhi
not
have
be
his
able to.
telemetry on? I don't think he
I
did,
don't
no.
know for sure.
No, he does. Oh wow, yeah, you can see those tires are absolutely cooked. All the tires, the fronts and the rears. He's basically driving on the marbles right now, and Paris is just gonna sail past him on the straight, I think.
Yes.
So no competition, and yeah. But I think he still is within a shout for a podium.
Yeah.
If
I think he can get
Heisenberg,
P2
yeah,
as
yeah,
of this
if still within the
situation.
shout of P2, I meant, yeah.
Yeah.
That is if Heisenberg does not close that
He
3.5
probably
second gap.
will.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, as Paras
what do
going
you think
wide
about
there on
Paras?
exit.
He has been very dominant this race.
Yeah, Paras is back to his title winning form, and he'll be looking to just keep up this form if he wants to have a shot at the championship. Which I don't think he's in the contention. Let me just pull up the standings right now, real quick.
Eisenberg gets another penalty. So that must be
Ooh,
music to Abhi's ears because
yeah.
they puts them at equal penalties.
Yeah, so Paras is quite a ways off the lead. He's in P17 on the standings right now. So, not maybe into the championship position, but still, every position's worth something. And yeah, Paras is just gonna maintain that upward trajectory. And RB, who's just gonna eke out further ahead in front of Dan because he's got no penalties and got the pace advantage as well on Dan.
He's also on track to be on the podium, I think, for P3. Yep, Heisenberg is
Yep. Oh yeah, is he? He is. Yeah.
6 seconds
Yeah,
from it
he
and he
is.
is 5.8 behind. Just needs to
Yeah,
keep
good
that below 6.
observation. Yeah. Paras has gotten past and is sailing past the Red Bull driver now. Uh, it's going to be interesting to see if Heisenberg can. I think it's a bit too much to ask. I'm not sure, but if he can get the on-track push overtake on Abhi as well, it
He
will be kind of
probably
interesting
can.
to
He's
see.
only 1 second behind and he's got
Is
2
that
laps.
to the leader or is that to
Oh
the
no,
driver
sorry.
in front?
So he has 2
Yeah,
second
yeah,
gap.
yeah, exactly.
But he does have 2 laps and he has those softs.
Half of a full tank of battery as well. Let's have a look at Abhi's ERS.
Abhi is running a
On
little low.
18, and yeah, his tires
Half.
are definitely puncture territory right now.
I
So
think
yeah,
he did get a
He's
puncture.
going to be bleeding time through every single corner
No, he
right
didn't.
now, and yeah, visibly you can see the gap coming down
Yep.
every half a second.
Yeah, so I think Heisenberg can get that if he does not make a mistake for the last 2 laps.
If yeah, and he's
Yeah,
already within 1.2, so yeah, it's going to be down to the line. I think this overtake. So
yep.
let's go on board Heisenberg and see how he chooses to plan this overtake.
And as we see, RB is out of the 6 second gap,
Ooh,
so he
yeah,
might not be getting the podium.
he lost a lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's already within DRS's Heisenberg, and yeah, RB will not be getting the podium. But it doesn't matter to him. He'll still be gaining more points than his championship rival, who is Dan. So that's just all good news for him.
yep. So coming on to this last lap, I think Paras, if he drives very carefully for the whole lap, he's going to get the win. We see Abhi's red light is flashing, that means he's below 10%. Heisenberg makes a mistake,
Ooh,
goes
going a
wide,
bit wide.
but that's okay, he's still in within 5 tenths.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be battle to the end of
and
the
again goes
finishing line.
wide.
Both of them
Ooh,
do.
was very wide.
And okay, that was very close to a warning. That might have
Yeah,
been a warning. Not sure. Okay, this is an
yep.
interesting fight to see.
Yeah, you can see how much he's gaining on braking and traction. He's just pushing him through this last part of this last sector, second sector, and let's have a look if it takes an
As
early
we
apex there. And
see, he gets a good exit.
oof,
Let's go on to Paris, who will win the Brazilian Grand Prix. And now coming back to Heisenberg, it's on the
it's
line,
gonna be on the line, and
and
oh
Heisenberg
my
gets
god.
P2 on track with equal penalty, if I remember. Argue for
Yeah, I think
misses out
yeah,
on podium position by 1.2 seconds. Dan loses the position to Faizan, maybe no, not BK. So that was
not
close
BK.
with them, and Itzel with a 35-second gap after three stop. He comes. He will be ending the Brazilian Grand Prix in eighth
He's pushing.
position,
He's trying to get the fastest lap.
and he has kept
He's
his
doing a bit
ERS
tense
on
down.
through corners. He's keeping his ERS on through corners.
That's interesting. And he's gonna run out of battery and finish this race in P8
And he,
as he
why is he trying to crash
finds the
before?
last straight, showing a sign of frustration there, just trying to take it out of the barrier on the left hand side. But yeah, that's your race for tonight, folks. A very interesting one. Only 8 finishers. Brazil really taking a toll on the drivers tonight, and yeah, a good race in my opinion. I think the penalties did play a bit of a spoiled sport in the overall outcome of the race, as they always do in these league races with how strict the corner cutting rules are. But yeah, a good race. And who do you think your driver of the day was, Helium?
I would say that I want to go with Heisenberg. He did a very good job cutting through the traffic, keeping it very consistent, and the last lap move was obviously most important. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
Abhi also did well. I did not notice that he started from 8th, but yeah, I will go with Heisenberg. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'd give it to Heisenberg as well. A very commanding clawback at the podium, and yeah, they are on equal penalties. So you're right about that, Helium. Paras does take the fastest lap, and ooh, it still missed it out by just over a tenth and a bit there. But yeah, that's your race for tonight. Winding up the top 10 is Shawshank. Quite a quiet race. Still finishing up in the point. Wait, no, that's a DNF. My bad. So yeah, 8 finishers only. Eight still rounding off the top eight, rather. And yeah, I think we should get on with the podium interviews. So coming on, let's start with P3, which was Abhi in the Red Bull. Good race from you. You chose to stay out on those mediums. Those mediums are absolutely toasted. Like, uh, how much tire wear did you have by then? And did you think you had a chance in holding on to that P1 from Paris?
To be very honest, I did not see the tire wear in the end. I was just focusing on Heisenberg, and he got me in the end, but that's all right. I didn't see my tire wear. I just knew that I had a lot of it. But yeah, I knew that Paris was going to catch up, so I didn't try to defend much. But my main focus after staying out was Heisenberg because I knew he's going to be very close. So yeah, I think I think that's it.
Yeah, congrats on the race, and yeah, you are officially the tire whisperer. How much, how much wear did you have on those medium tires by the end, mate?
I did not check that. I was
Yeah,
I did not check any of the data. I was just focusing on the track.
yeah,
So
as you would have, because your tires were dusted throughout the end, as we saw in telemetry. But yeah, congrats on the podium. A good race from you, and yeah, it's good to have you back as well in IRC. Think you had a break. before? You weren't there for a few races before this.
Yeah, I've actually come to college, so everything's been hectic, and I was busy with, and my exams are going on right now, so that's the reason I kind of took a small break.
All right, yeah. So best of luck with those, and yeah, again, congrats on the podium. Moving on
Thank you.
into P2. Yep, P2. I think Heisenberg. Yeah, so how could we forget the driver of the day, the man of the moment? Great charge from you. You didn't quite have the race pace at the start, at the early stages of the race. I think you were getting a bit muddled by all the on-track action around you. But you did seem to have a lot of racecraft towards the latter stages where you clawed your way back. So talk us through it. How was it?
Yeah, so initially, as you said, I was a bit unlucky. So people spinning in front of me, and then I had to go off track to avoid them. Kept losing positions at the beginning, uh, but towards the end, I went for an undercut on the last stint. So that gained me 3 seconds on RB. So yeah, he didn't have a penalty, so I wanted to undercut him. Yeah, that got me 3 seconds, and then towards the end, actually last lap towards the end in sector 2, I heard Jeff saying Abhi had run out of fuel, so I was
Oh,
just checking. And then I'm seeing him going towards the last corner. He's still going fast, so I just took a charge in the end.
yeah, never trust Jeff. And yeah, great clawback, good overtakes, and good on-track battles as well. And yeah, congrats on the podium. And yeah, I think our race winner, Paris, has some technical difficulties with his mic right now. So he isn't going to be able to make it for the podium interviews. But yeah, congrats to him. Glad to see him back on his dominant form from last season. In which he did win the championship. So yeah, it's hopefully an upward trajectory for him. And yeah, that's your race for tonight, folks. A very eventful one. Not a lot of finishers, but yeah, still Brazil always provides. And yeah, do check us out on our socials, linked in the description. We stream on the weekends. We had our tier 2 race today. Tomorrow we have tier 3 in the afternoon at 2:30. Then tier 1 at 8:30, same time as tier 2 right now. And we also have ACC on Fridays. And yeah, uh, do check out all that. Join our Discord if you're new. And yeah, this is IRC signing out. Bye.